Hey guys, welcome back. Structural organization of a cell. In order to understand the structural organization of a cell, we must study cells under microscope. Here is a picture of microscope. This is compound microscope. When cells are studied under compound microscope, we find the three features: plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm in almost every cell. And if we show these three in a rough diagram, it will be like this. This is the plasma membrane, this one is the nucleus, and this one is the cytoplasm. So the three components are found in a typical cell when we observe it under compound microscope. Plasma membrane or cell membrane. It is the outermost flexible covering of the cell. It separates the contents of the cell from its environment. Okay, and the detailed structure of plasma membrane can be studied only with the help of electron microscope. Cell membrane is made up of lipids and proteins. Okay, and it is also called selectively permeable membrane because it allows the entry and exit of some materials only, and it prevents the entry and exit of other materials. Okay, so because of this it is called selectively permeable membrane, one of the important concepts. Movement of substances across the plasma membrane. Here one of the process is diffusion. Diffusion is nothing but spontaneous movement of molecules from their higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, and here gaseous exchange takes place through diffusion only. Suppose if we take an example of amoeba. Okay, this is amoeba, and let's suppose this is the surrounding water. Okay, and here inside the cell, because of the metabolic activities, carbon dioxide concentration will be higher and oxygen concentration will be less. But outside the cell, in the surrounding water, okay, oxygen concentration is more and carbon dioxide concentration is less. So the gaseous molecules move from their higher concentration to lower concentration through diffusion process. So we can show here, this is how carbon dioxide molecules will move out of the cell and oxygen will move into the cell. Okay, so this is how gas exchange process occur in amoeba. Now let's discuss about osmosis. Osmosis. Osmosis is nothing but movement of water molecules from their higher concentration to lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. You can see here, these are water molecules. Okay, this side, this is the water molecule, and this one is semi-permeable membrane. If we look here, higher concentration of water molecules is on this side and lower concentration of water molecules is on this side. So obviously water molecules will move from their high concentration to low concentration in this manner through semi-permeable membrane. This process is called osmosis. And this osmosis is affected by the amount of substance dissolved in water. Suppose here this other colored molecules, let's suppose this is a sucrose, or let's suppose this is a salt or whatever other solute. If the concentration of this solute is higher, then it will affect the movement of water molecules through osmosis. Types of solutions when compared with the cell cytoplasm. Here the first type of solution is hypotonic solution. It has higher water concentration when compared with the cell cytoplasm. And second, isotonic solution, it has same water concentration when compared with the cell cytoplasm. And the third is hypertonic solution. It has lower water concentration when compared with the cell cytoplasm. So always there is a comparison of the solution with the cell cytoplasm. If we show it in a rough diagram, it will be like this. Okay, let's suppose this is a solution and this one is a living cell. Now this solution can be called hypotonic solution if there is a higher water concentration when compared with the cell cytoplasm, and this solution can be called isotonic solution if this solution has same water concentration as that of the cell cytoplasm. And finally, this solution can be called hypertonic solution if this solution has lower water concentration when compared with the cell cytoplasm. So this is how there are three types of solutions when we compare the solution with cell cytoplasm. If we put an animal cell or plant cell into a solution of sugar or salt in water, then what could happen? Here we find the three possibilities. One is endosmosis, second no change, and the third exosmosis. So let's discuss what happens to these plant cells or animal cells when they are kept in three types of solutions. Okay, first of all, animal cell when placed in hypotonic solution. Already we discussed hypotonic solution has higher water concentration when compared with the cell cytoplasm. So obviously water molecules will move into the cell. If water molecule move into the cell, it is called endosmosis. Okay, more and more water molecules move into the cell than the number of molecules which are leaving the cell. Okay, so this finally leads to swelling, and ultimately the cell will burst because the outermost covering here is cell membrane, which is very thin and flexible, so it cannot tolerate the pressure because of excess water present inside the cell. So the cell will burst, and that process is called hemolysis. Okay, I repeat this once again. When animal cell is kept in hypotonic solution, endosmosis occur, and finally the animal cell will undergo bursting, and this process is called hemolysis. Okay, if a plant cell is kept in the hypotonic solution, it will not burst, instead it becomes turgid. Okay, here the reason behind this is in plant cells the outermost covering is cell wall. It is tough, it is a non-living outermost covering in plant cells, so it will not allow the plant cell to undergo bursting. So when plant cell is kept in hypotonic solution, it will not burst, but the cell becomes turgid. Okay, now moving to the next, if a animal cell is placed in isotonic solution. Isotonic solution means it has same water concentration as that of the water concentration in the cell cytoplasm. So water molecules will move in both the directions equally, and the net movement will be zero. Okay, so no change is noticed in case of animal cells that are kept in isotonic solution. And also in case of plant cells,
no change is observed because the net movement of water molecules will be zero in isotonic solution. Now the third condition, if an animal cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, okay, a hypertonic solution is that solution which has less water concentration. So if animal cell is kept in hypertonic solution, then the cell will shrink, and this process is called crenation. Shrinkage of animal cells in hypertonic solution is called crenation. But if a plant cell is kept in hypertonic solution, okay, then it will undergo plasmolysis. Okay, here the cell wall will remain in its original place, but the remaining contents, the protoplasm, will shrink away from the cell wall. That process is called plasmolysis. Okay, so if animal cell is kept in hypertonic solution, it undergoes crenation, but if plant cell is kept in hypertonic solution, it becomes a plasmolyzed, and plasmolysis is shrinkage of protoplasm away from the cell wall.